Hey guys, my name is Sahara and I'm super excited today because I finally got my November Illumicrate box. Super excited. Today is January 12th and I also want to discuss my December wrap up. Last month was a wonderful month of reading for me. I did finally reach my goal of 50 books. Actually, I exceeded it by 2. I read 52 books last year. I'm super excited. I set my goal to read another 50 this year because I don't want to go much higher. Oh gosh, I have the loudest neighbor upstairs. I hope this isn't picking up. Anyway, some of the books that I read last year, they are library books and I no longer have them in my possession, but I did jot down what I read and a few thoughts. All right, so the first book I read, it was The Once and Future Witches. I believe it's by Alex Harrow. I don't know if that's picking up, but I have the loudest neighbor upstairs and it literally sounds like a marching band. I hope it's not picking up. If it is, my apologies. I might have to start snitching on her because like nobody needs to walk that loud. Like it's effing ridiculous. Can y'all hear that shit? I will never get the ground floor apartment ever again. Anyway, lesson learned. Anyway, so The Once and Future Witches. I gave that 2 stars. It started off really well, but the more I read, the more boring it got. In the story, it didn't quite go where I was expecting it to go. Like, not at all. It had a pretty cover though, but I just didn't particularly love that book. A little too long and a little too boring. And the next book I read, oh shoot, I didn't even pull it off my shelf, but it's back there and I'm not going to go get it. But I did read The Thorn of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I wasn't expecting to like that book. And it is one of my New Year's resolutions is to finish that whole series from Sarah J. Maas because that was the first Sarah J. Maas book I've ever read. And I really enjoyed it. I want to say I gave that one 4 or 5 stars. It might have been a 5-star read for me. I like that book. The next book, it was The Bear and the Nightingale. That was also a library book and I don't have it available for me. I didn't particularly care for that book either. I think I gave that one 2 stars. I felt like I just felt very cold. The whole time I read it, it was the descriptions of how cold it was. Oh, they were on point with that. But I just kind of found that story to be boring. I gave it 2 stars and I will not be considering continuing on with that series. I just wasn't interested enough to continue. The next book I read was Light Lark. That was also a library book. And I don't think that book totally deserved all the hate that it received. It was an okay story. Was it the best writing in the world? No. Was it the worst writing in the world? No. But it was one of those books that helped me realize that I might need to stay in my lane and it's just not my genre. I think if I had a teenage reader, it would probably be a good book for a teenager. It really wasn't that bad, but it certainly wasn't like a masterpiece or anything like that. So if there is a continuation, because I think that's a duology, I could be wrong. I probably won't continue with it because there's some parts of that book that was so freaking silly and so frustrating, but it wasn't that bad. It really, really wasn't. But I did give it 2 stars and it was a reminder that I might need to get back into reading more adult books and that way I won't be so frustrated by silly YA books that I come across, but it was okay. Let's see. Ooh, the next book I read was The Darkening. Who is this by? And that's by Sonia Mora. Let me see. What did I give this book? Did I write that down? How did I forget to write that down? That's crazy. But I did read this one last month. It was also an okay book. I believe I gave it 3 stars. The characters, they were pretty forgettable because I honestly, I can't even remember this girl's name, but it was all right. Was it like garbage? No, it wasn't, but it wasn't as exciting as I was expecting it to be either. So The Darkening, and I think I gave it 3 stars. And I still haven't finished this one. This book, I don't know why I'm letting this book drag on. I think we're going into month 3 of me still not finishing this. Oh my gosh, I'm still not even halfway there. Shit. I'm only on page 108. Hopefully by the end of this month, I will finally finish this book and I will be able to give you a better idea of what I think about it. But from what I remember, it's really slow moving. It starts off great. And I think the whole idea of the nightmare card and all that stuff, it's wonderful. But I think what really threw me off is, like, in the synopsis, it says something about it's being like tarot magic. But the cards that they're discussing in this book, they're not tarot cards. And I think that is kind of what has me a little, like, pouty. But we'll see. Hopefully I'll get this done sometime this month. We'll see. And my final book that I read, it was The Final Strife, and I loved this book. I believe I gave it 4 stars. I may have taken off 1 star because it was a little too long. This book, like I said in the past, like any book that goes over 500 pages automatically has me frustrated, and it will lose a star because, I'm sorry, you should be able to wrap up a story in less than 500 pages. But this one, it had 575 pages. The story was great, and we do have a sequel coming out in May of this year. I'm super excited about that, and I do plan on continuing with this series. I can't remember the name of it. Something, is it Endless Fire or something like that? And I think it follows the the love interest. I can't remember that girl's name. It begins with an A. Anya, I believe her name was. But anyway, this book, I found it to be super exciting, very interesting, and it took turns that I was not expecting the entire book. So yes, I gave this one 4 stars. I think I took off a star because it was a little too long, and there was something else about this book that kind of ticks me off a little bit. I can't remember. But anyway, still, it's worth the read. If you're looking for a good adventurous book, yes, check it out. All right, so currently, no, we're not even gonna do that. Let me go ahead and open the box, and then I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what I'm currently reading. This book, I know what book is in here, and I think I accidentally saw a spoiler a couple weeks ago or a few days ago. I was at work, and I like to listen to YouTubers talk about books while I'm working, and I don't know, she's unboxing her November Illumicrate, and I don't know, I wasn't really thinking, and then I looked down at the screen, I was like, oh crap, I think I have that coming. And from what I saw, I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be great. I hope this is what I saw. I hope it is, because if it is, I'm about to be really, 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 really happy. Anyway, here we yes. I think they could have did a bit. Ooh. Yes, I knew it. It's the Luminaries. Now, why do they put it in this plastic thingy? Crap. Let me see if I can get. Ooh. Okay, because I didn't see the spread edges on the video, but I did see the cover. And as soon as I saw the cover and I realized what I was looking at, I immediately got off of the channel. So I don't know about all the features of this book. It did a wonderful job. Look at that. It's called The Luminaries by Susan Dennard. These are the sprayed edges. They go all around. I love orange. Orange is one of my favorite colors. All right, so, oh wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we didn't get any artwork on the inside, which is okay because the outside is, oh, this is amazing. But look at the naked cover. Look at the spine. And here's the back. I'm so glad I got this book. Now, this is the November box. I skipped December, so I shouldn't have anything else coming from them. I think I have the January box coming, and from what I understand, they're not running behind, so I should be getting that in a couple weeks or so. But look at this, it's so pretty. Oh, and we have a signature. This is awesome. And then the back in papers is the exact same thing as the front, but I am extremely impressed by the details in this book. I don't know what I like better, the naked cover or this dust jacket. They're both absolutely gorgeous. I am super duper satisfied that I went ahead and got this book. All right, what do you guys think about this one? Is it a winner? Yeah, it's a winner. What a silly question. Okay, so currently I am reading The Luminaries. I started this, was it this morning or yesterday morning? I believe I started yesterday morning. I got this copy from the library. Oh, let's kind of compare. I knew that it was going to be in this box, and I also knew I wanted to read it, but because this one was coming so late and I saw this one at the library, I was like, you might as well just read this one at the library, and then you can just keep this one as a beautiful display. So I will probably continue to read it out of the library, but both of these covers are beautiful. And actually, if I come across this one at a good price, I might get it as well because it's beautiful. I just hope it's a great story. It's starting off really well. So let me see. What page am I on? I'm only on chapter 7. And these have very, very short chapters. And chapter 7 is page, 36. So I'm not that deep into the book, but I do know it is off to a good start. I'm very, very interested in the storyline. And I will let you know next month how this one pans out. But I'm telling you, my Illumicrate copy is beautiful. And I'm currently thinking about where I'm going to display it, because this has to be where people could see it. And today, I also started Bloodmarked, and this is the sequel to Legendborn. I read Legendborn, I believe, like as soon as it came out. Was that last year or was it the year before? Anyway, I don't know. I don't really remember that story fully, and I probably need to do a reread before I get into this one, but I am going to start it tonight as soon as I finish recording this, and hopefully I can get through it by the end of the month, because this too is a thickums. And I'm serious. Any book that's over, say, 400 pages, I just have an issue with it, because books don't need to be that damn long. Like, I would appreciate it more if you just chop it up and call it, give us a duology. Like, damn, how many pages does this book have? Oh my God, and the print is so small. Let's see. This book, 561 pages. And like I've said like a million times, I'm not the fastest reader in the world. So if I do get this done by the end of January, I'll be quite pleased with myself. But we'll see. I'm super excited because I know I've really, really enjoyed Legendborn. I'm hoping if I enjoy this half as much as I enjoyed Legendborn, I'll be very happy. Now, what I'm not happy about is this cover, because this girl, that don't look like our girl. It looks like a totally different girl. I got a problem with that. And this morning I finished reading this book, and it's called This Vicious Grace. I gave this book 1 star. I did not like this book. I found it to be extremely boring. The romance was no romance. The banter between the two, and the fact that the girl gave the guy the cookie before even knowing his name, I had a problem with that. Thank God I don't have any daughters. But I didn't like this book. If you like this book, bite me. I'm sorry, that's me. But if you like this book, I don't know. Why don't you put in the comments why you like this book? The whole time I was reading this book, I was thinking, I need to DNF. And really, one of my goals for last year and this year is to DNF books that I'm not enjoying. And for some reason, I don't know, maybe I love to punish myself, but I gotta see it through the end. And it never gets better. 9 times out of 10, if you're reading a bad book, 9 times out of 10, it will not get better. And this is a perfect example of why I should have put this book down. I'm glad I didn't, but yeah, I put myself through the ringer on this one. And because of this book, I am really thinking I'm going to do a new series where I continue to get my book boxes, but I have to ask these hard questions. I feel like Fairy Loot is not protecting us. They're just throwing shitty books in the boxes. And I really want to know, did we just get a pretty book or did we get a good read? I'm going to start a series because to me, on this month, we just got a pretty book. I didn't like this one at all. It is a debut novel, and I don't like to talk bad about books that I don't like, but I did not find this enjoyable. If you found this enjoyable, please let me know, because perhaps there's something I missed, but I just found like it wasn't funny. The banter, it just wasn't there. I just didn't like it. Am I going to keep this book? Yeah. You know why? Because it's beautiful. The naked jacket, the naked cover, absolutely beautiful. I'm not getting rid of this book. I don't care how bad it is, but I'm going to start a new series. Did we just get a pretty book or did we get a great read? I don't know. Anyway, this one, I just think we got a pretty book. And I'm super excited. I'm about to start reading Bloodmark, and I'm going to find a beautiful place to put my new book, The Luminaries, and this is the Illumicrate copy. All right, so I plan on coming back. Let me see. My next video, which is hopefully by this weekend, because I have so many videos I want to shoot for the month of January, but I've just been so busy. I want to talk about my January TBR because it is super ambitious, and hopefully I'll get it done. Anyway, I think that's all. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you guys the next time.